He wanted to know where I was going and with whom. He'd check my phone when he thought I wasn't looking. When my friend Jess texted to invite me for coffee, he suggested I was too busy settling in to socialize. You know, her husband left her last year, he remarked. I don't think she's the best influence right now. Then came the comments about money. When I offered to contribute to household expenses, Nathaniel insisted I save what little I had. Yet somehow my salary became a joint resource. He'd ask to borrow from my account for vague expenses. When I got my first paycheck after returning to work, he took me shopping for new ties for himself. You work too hard to worry about finances, he'd say, taking my debit card. Let me handle it. Ava's criticism became a daily companion. My cooking was too bland. My cleaning wasn't thorough enough. My uniform was inappropriately fitted. When I brought home leftover hospital cafeteria cookies for dessert, she remarked, "Oh, how economical of you." One evening, after a particularly grueling shift where I'd lost a patient, I collapsed on the edge of the bed and scrolled through nursing job postings. The hospital was cutting hours and I needed more income if I was ever going to get back on my feet. Nathaniel entered, loosening his tie. What are you looking at? There's a position at Cedar Creek Hospital. Better pay, more regular hours. Cedar Creek? That's 40 minutes away. His voice hardened. You're not considering that, are you? I need the money, Nate. And it's a step up. Need money? He laughed sharply. What for? You live here rent-free. I pay for everything. That's just it, I said, straightening my spine. I don't want to depend on you for everything. I want to stand on my own 2 feet. Use my degree for something meaningful. Meaningful? His face flushed. What about supporting me? Being here when I need you? Mom's right. You're so focused on your career that you can't see what's important. What's important is that I don't lose myself. I hadn't meant to raise my voice, but weeks of bottled emotions came pouring out. My parents worked themselves to the bone so I could have this career, this independence. Independence. He grabbed my phone, jabbing at the screen. Is that what this is about? You want to leave? After everything I've done for you? That's not. I took you in when you had nothing. His shout echoed through the house. I gave you a home, family, and this is how you repay me. I heard Ava's footsteps in the hallway, pausing outside our door. Listening. Nathaniel, please. I lowered my voice. I'm grateful, truly. But I need something of my own. His expression shifted, anger morphing into something colder, more calculated. Fine. Apply for your job. But don't expect me to rearrange my life for your career ambitions. That night, he slept in the guest room, and I lay awake wondering how my safe harbor had so quickly become another storm to weather. What I didn't know then was that the real tempest was just beginning, and that my life was about to change in ways I could never have imagined. The morning after our argument, Nathaniel acted as if nothing had happened. He kissed my forehead before leaving for work, his smile a little too bright, his tone a little too cheerful. But something had shifted between us. A hairline fracture in what I once thought was solid ground. I had the day off and decided to finish clearing out my parents' house. The realtor was bringing potential buyers tomorrow, and I needed to remove the last of our belongings from the garage and workshop where Dad had spent countless weekends tinkering with old radios and building birdhouses for Mom's garden. The April morning was crisp as I pulled into the driveway one last time. Every visit felt like ripping off a bandage, exposing the raw wound of grief underneath. I unlocked the side door to Dad's workshop, dust motes dancing in the slanted sunlight through the windows. I worked methodically, sorting tools to donate, tossing worthless junk, and setting aside the few keepsakes I could justify keeping in my limited space at Nathaniel's house. In the back corner, partially hidden by an old tarp, stood Dad's heavy toolbox, a massive steel behemoth he'd bought at an estate sale 20 years ago. The bottom drawers stuck as they always had. I yanked harder, the metal finally giving way with a screech. Inside lay Dad's precision tools, each in its designated spot. Something about the drawer's dimensions seemed off, though. It wasn't as deep as it should be given the height of the toolbox. Curious, I removed the tools and felt along the bottom. My fingers caught on a nearly invisible seam. A false bottom. With trembling hands I pried up the metal panel. Stacks of cash lay neatly arranged beneath, $100 bills bound with rubber bands, each stack exactly the same height. Beside them was a sealed envelope with my name written in Dad's careful handwriting. With shaking fingers I tore it open. Violet, if you're reading this, then your mother and I are gone. This money was meant for your education, but we managed without touching it. There's $1.1 million here. The result of